with that.
All right, moving on to the East region. 1v16 Purdue versus Texas Southern or Fairlight Dickinson.
We're just gonna leave it at that. That's we're gonna go with Purdue here.
Do we all have Purdue in this game?
I think we all have Purdue.
I think we all have Purdue.
Purdue.
In this
Zach Edey,
Zach Edey is a cheat code.
He is.
He's
dude.
not fair.
If you don't have a guy to guard him,
I was watching the Ohio State Purdue semifinal game, and their entire offense was throw the ball up to Zach Edey and let him
well, that's
do
the
one
thing.
post
That's
move
the
and
thing with
score.
that offense. You get the balls. You get Zach Edey touches in that game. You're creating so much offense around him. Like, don't get me wrong. He's going to go
The
out and get
entire
his 20.
defense has to collapse and stop him from doing whatever he wants in the low block.
Yes, you have. Like, don't get me wrong. He's going to score his 20.
Yeah.
But when you can get the defense to collapse, kick out to your 3-point shooters, that's a matchup nightmare. He's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Purdue.
We all have Purdue in
We
this
all
game.
got Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, Edey, 7'5", he's going to win.
National Player of the Year.
He's going to win every Player of the Year award this year. He's been phenomenal. And yeah, Nick, watching that Ohio State game, literally, dude.
I wasn't even mad. It was just funny.
It was honestly
he
funny.
literally would catch them in the post, drop step, hook shot.
Every single
freaking
time. And it would go, and he had, 32?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then because he was so good, they got Ohio State's tall guy out in foul trouble.
Yeah,
and so at one point, their shooting guard, who was 6'4", was guarding him, and he just got
He's got a foot on him.
yeah,
It's
he
not
literally
even
did.
fair.
And so they had to double him, and then you double him, he kicks out to the shooter because he can just look over you, and then
That's really freaking annoying.
yeah. So I mean, he's their entire offense. Without
He
him,
is their entire
I
offense.
genuinely believe without Zach Edey, Purdue is a 500 team or a couple of games over 500.
I agree.
I do not think Purdue is very good outside of Zach Edey.
That's going to be their problem heading into
I think
the
we'll
further
get to
rounds.
that in a next round onward.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, do we need to say anything else, or we got?
Nah, we got it.
Okay.
All right. Next game, 8-9, Memphis and FAU. This is a tough one.
This is a toss.
This is one of my games of the first round.
I absolutely.
I cannot wait to watch this game.
It's a 9:30 game. I can't wait for that.
Is it Thursday or Friday?
It is Thursday.
Thursday? Okay.
No, Friday.
Friday? All right.
My bad.
In Columbus.
It is in Columbus.
It is in
thought about going to
Columbus.
that game.
I think, like I said, this is a toss-up for me, but I'm going to go Florida Atlantic. 3 losses on the year. They travel very well. I think this is going to come down to the wire. It's just so hard to pick. So, and like Nick said, this is just like a vibe for me. I'm going to go Florida Atlantic.
I'm going to go Florida Atlantic as well. But I think this is going to be the closest 8-9 game. Memphis, 26th in adjusted offense.
Maybe.
35th in adjusted defense. Florida Atlantic, 32nd in adjusted offense, 36th in adjusted defense. It's going to be a heck of a game. Memphis is really hot right now, so it could swing Memphis.
Yes.
But for the sake of knowing their 2 brackets, I'm going to go with Joel and go FAU. 31-3. They're led by Janelle Davis, 13 points as a guard. One thing, Florida Atlantic is young.
They're very young.
A lot of sophomores on their team. They only have, it looks like, 1 senior.
1 senior and 2 juniors.
2 juniors, so they are very young.
So that inexperience could be something. So,
But also, Memphis is also very young.
so it could. Yes.
This game is a toss. This game
This game is literally a
This
toss-up.
game is a toss-up. And so I'm just going to go FAU based on, like Joel said, vibes.
Yeah, I've got Memphis in this game. They really... I know Houston lost Marcus Sasser before this game, but they really impressed me against Houston. And yeah, it's just... Florida Atlantic is kind of a young team. Memphis is also kind of young, but they've got
Memphis
6
is
seniors.
not young.
Yeah, Memphis has got 6 seniors on
More
their
than
team.
that.
Yeah,
They have
'They're very
90% of
experienced.
their roster. is
Yeah.
seniors.
Seniors, yeah.
They were very young last year.
They were very young.
They were
They were
young
very
last
young
year.
last year.
They were young last year. They
They
almost
had-
beat
Kendrick
Gonzaga.
Davis is averaging 22.
Kendrick Davis is a piece.
Yeah, I think they've got the best player on the floor in Kendrick Davis too. So I'll take Memphis in this game. I know Florida Atlantic went 31-3. Like they're a really, really, really good team. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Memphis in this
I've been
game.
riding Memphis in like every bracket I've done. I wanted to switch.
That's fair.
Well, I had Memphis, so.
I think I'm going to switch mine to Memphis. Memphis sounds good.
Yeah.
Like kind of like you said.
All right.
Best player.
I see how it is.
Best player on the court. Plus, I mean, they got a forward who's averaging 18 and 8, so that's pretty good. And I think they're going to be riding hot from obviously beating the best team in college basketball this year,
Oh, absolutely.
at least record wise,
Yeah.
and the championship.
Here's the thing, there, Mr. Evan. I'm gonna stick with my pick. I'm gonna go FAU.
All right.
But that's okay.
Um,
Duke and Oral Roberts.
Duke and Oral Roberts 5-12.
Dude,
I love this game. I love this game.
too.
I love this game.
Duke is. If Oral Roberts was playing any other 5 seed,
Yeah.
I'd be taking Oral Roberts. But I'm taking Duke. Duke is so hot right now. They're finally healthy, playing at the top level that we expected. I'm gonna ride Duke.
I'm gonna go Duke as well. Sadly, Oral Roberts, man. I like Joel said. If they were any other team, I would take them without a shadow of a doubt. But they do not match up well with this Duke team at all.
Not at all.
Yes.
Kyle Filipowski, 7-footer, 15 and 9. Then you got Roach, who's a small guard. But I think one guy who's going to be a difference in this game is Tyrese Proctor, 6'5" point guard against a 5'9" point guard. Yeah, obviously Max Asmus is one of the best scorers in the country, but Duke is hot right now. Like they're the hottest team probably going into March.
Oh, absolutely.
They're fully healthy, and yeah, I mean, you have the amount of talent that they have. They had literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys this year in the top ESPN's top 100 of freshmen. So they're really good. They just hadn't been healthy this year. So I'm going to have them beating Oral Roberts. Sadly,
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll go with Duke as well. I do think Oral Roberts can win this game, but I do think Max Asmus is going to have to go nuclear.
Yeah.
And
Just
just
an
because
average.
Duke has been slightly inconsistent, although they have been injured, but they are the hottest team in the country right now going into this tournament, and they're Duke. They're going to have talent out from every single position, too deep.
Too deep. Agreed.
I'm going to take Duke in this game. And like you said, if Oral Roberts was playing any other 5 seed, it'd be hard to pick against Oral Roberts. But Duke is just so talented, and they're finally healthy. So I'll take Duke in this game.
Duke.
yeah. I mean, talking about Duke's talent, they had the number 1 recruit in 2022, number 2 recruit in 2022,
number 4.
number 4, and then 22nd. So their recruiting class was very
Average
good.
Duke recruiting class.
But
Average.
The Blue Devils.
I mean, overall, that recruiting class underperformed, but they're getting hot at the right time.
Yes. Exactly.
And also, shout out, Max Asmus averaging 22 a game as he's 6'1". That's not. That can't be right.
He's a 6'1" senior.
He's actually. I thought he was shorter than 6'1".
I did too.
Well, yeah,
Well then,
he's 6'1". Also, little side note.
they have a 7.
They have a 7'3" guy. Or Roberts does.
from Little Rock.
Yeah.
From Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah. But yeah.
What a man.
He is not little.
What a guy.
He is not little. That is true.
This one.
What a little guy.
All right. Next up, 413 Tennessee, Louisiana.
Gosh, this one
The Volunteers.
This one gives me. I love me a good old Rocky Top.
Yes, sir.
This is a game that I actually have had Tennessee losing. I have had them losing, but I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this one.
Right.
The Ziegler injury definitely puts a big hamper on them. It made a big difference in the SEC tournament. You could tell
They played.
Absolutely.
they lost
They lost to Missouri.
Missouri.
I thought it was Missouri.
Yeah.
I didn't know off the top of
Like, don't get me wrong, Tennessee has been they've been a great team all year, but that Ziegler injury is huge. So I'm gonna take Tennessee in this one, but we'll see what happens next round.
I'm going to go Tennessee as well. Just because they have one of the best defenses.
They're a good defensive team.
But without Ziegler, man, that really hurts them. They can't score much at all.
no, it's pretty.
I mean, their best player scoring wise is Vescovy, who, I mean, he's like a crafty guard, but I don't think he's a guy that can really like carry the load on offense. Without Ziegler's really the glue guy for him. Plays really good defense, can get teammates open, and can really has a knack for scoring inside.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think Louisiana, I think they're going to beat him, but I think Tennessee's going to run into some problems here late. Also, one thing about Tennessee, they had a good season. 0-2 versus Kentucky.
0-2 versus Kentucky.
That's all I say.
Gotta throw in that Kentucky stat.
Gotta throw the Kentucky stat.
0-2 versus Kentucky.
I don't think either one of these teams are very good at all, even with a fully healthy Tennessee. I have Tennessee winning this game, but there are stretches where Tennessee just decides to not score the basketball, and it's like they beat Auburn 46-43, and Auburn is like not that crazy this year. But there are stretches where Tennessee just can't score. So I have them winning this game, but I don't really like Tennessee as a team, to be honest.
I will also take Rocky Top.
Oh, Rocky Top.
All right, congrats Louisiana
The
for winning this game.
Volunteers.
Yeah, congrats to Louisiana for winning this game.
We all have Tennessee in this game.
We have a tendency for this to
I would
happen.
be okay with
I'd be
Louisiana
okay
winning.
with
I would be
I
too.
would be highly displeased.
I would be okay.
I love me some good old Rocky Top.
All right, next 6-11, my Kentucky Wildcats versus Providence.
So, your Kentucky Wildcats, I think they're too inconsistent.
I agree.
I think they're way too inconsistent. Give me Providence in this one. Providence is another one of these teams that I love from the Big East. Led by Hopkins, Croswell. They're both studs. Hopkins is out here going 16-8. They have a great team. Like I said, I've loved watching them play. I guess I'm just a sucker for these Big East teams, but I'm going to go Providence in this one because of Hopkins and how shaky Kentucky has been this year.
This is the Bryce Hopkins revenge game.
Yes.
You don't know, he played for Kentucky last year.
Yes.
He didn't play much at all. Now he's balling out in Providence, so good for him.
Good for him.
But it's not going to be enough. Kentucky's going to win this game. But I do agree. I mean, I've watched my fair share of Kentucky games this year, and I've been fairly disappointed in most of those games. This team is a roller coaster. I mean,
Yes, they
they're
are.
shaky. They're shaky at best. I can see them losing this game, and I can see them going really far. It just depends on what team shows up. My only issue with Kentucky, they cannot shoot the basketball.
No.
My goodness.
No, that's bad.
It is really bad. They are shooting, let's see, 35% from three.
That's
not terrible.
That's a good clip.
Yeah.
But
it has to be consistent.
But on eye test, it's bad. We have two
They
scores.
probably have a few outlier games where they'll shoot like 50%.
Yes,
three, and
that's what I was
that'll
saying.
skew their overall
There's
stats.
two
They're not
players
consistent.
on this team that I believe that can consistently hit an open three-point shot. That is Antonio Reeves and CJ Frederick.
Yep.
Jacob Toppin is a great player. He has made
Leaps and
Brother of
bounds.
Obi Toppin, by the
since
way.
better. But he's a much improved three-point shooter, but he's not great.
No.
And also, one thing for Kentucky, they
got Sheboy.
do have Sheboy, one of the best players in college basketball. 16-13, great center. But one thing is, Kentucky did have a disappointing SEC tournament. They lost to Vanderbilt, which did suck.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
I know, but I think that's gonna help them because they were without Severe Wheeler, starting point guard. Cason Wallace just came off of a leg injury. He was 100%. CJ Frederick has a bruised rib, which he said he can barely breathe when he is playing. So Kentucky is a little banged up right now, but I think with them getting that extended period of rest, I think that they will be able to get healthy. But I think this game's is going to fall on two players' shoulders. Antonio Reeves and Oscar Tshiebwe. If Oscar Tshiebwe can do what he's been doing and get 15 and 10, I think that's a good sign. And then if Antonio Reeves can have another offensive explosion, if he could score 20, I think that helps him a lot. But this team just really struggles to score the basketball. That's my only issue with them, but I got to ride with them. So I got to beat Providence.
Can I just say something real quick? I went on Twitter, right? TMZ, Cincinnati Bengals stars Jamar Chase and T. Higgins partied on a yacht with a group of women in Miami. And both tweets, headline, 2 adults live lives. And then another guy,
It's that news.
and then another guy goes, and the problem is,
That's so dumb.
it's so stupid.
Wait, so nothing went wrong?
No,
They're just
Thank
partying on
no,
a yacht in
they're
Miami.
just on a yacht together.
Well, thank the good Lord
What
they didn't
the
pull
heck?
a gun on Instagram Live and get suspended for the season.
Shout out, Joe.
All right,
Back to you, Nick.
back
Sorry.
to the bracket. I got Kentucky in that game. Kentucky's got Oscar Tshiebwe coming back, and they also are just a more talented team. Providence has been kind of inconsistent, although they do play in the Big East, so they're probably a better team than the 11 seeds giving them credit for. But I think Kentucky will show up. I think the good version of Kentucky will show up this day. I'll take the Wildcats.
I have the shaky Kentucky.
The shaky Kentucky.
Yeah.
One
guys
thing to
think
note
I'm weird.
about Bryce Hopkins is he went from 2 points a game to 16 points a game
He's balling out.
So
He
he's
balling
is
out.
freaking awesome.
last year on Kentucky.
He is.
So he's one
Well,
of
that's-
one of the most improved players.
That's my thing with the Big East because they beat teams like Xavier. They've fought with Marquette.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, the Big East.
That's why I like them. So
Xavier's the crosstown rival of my university.
of my university.
All right.
Oh wait, no, they didn't even make it. Never mind.
No, they aren't even in
They're
there.
in the
I
NIT.
did watch that game, and
They're
they
in the-
suck.
They're in the NIT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you said,
too.
Providence would compete with like Xavier and like Marquette and whatnot, but then they'd also drop games to like Seton Hall
Seton Hall was a team
and like
though.
St.
Like
John's.
Seton Hall this year was so up and down. It's
Yeah.
similar to how I'm not gonna trying to bash your Kentucky Wildcats here, but they were so up and down too.
They
It's
deserve,
just
they
like,
deserve all of it.
but they were there's
I'm not impressed with them at all.
but that
I have
just
little
shows,
faith in them
Yeah.
to do anything.
You haven't.
That just shows.
I do, but
I have little faith, but Sweet 16.
but I
down.
could also see me having a repeat of last year and losing in the first.
Hey, at least you expect it this time.
Yeah,
That's true.
makes it
and it's
even
not
better
against
if
the
they-
15 seed.
It's not
it a little
against.
bit
It's
easier
not against the
for you.
Peacocks of St. Peter's.
Providence is a legit team.
Next one.
Yeah,
It's a legit team this time.
it is. All right, moving on. Next game, 3 versus 14. Kansas State, Montana State.
I got Kansas State. Kansas State, they got the coach of the year in the Big 12. I don't know what it is, but he seems to have figured something out with this team because this team was supposed to be the worst team in the Big 12.
Yeah, they're predicted to finish last.
They were predicted to finish last. They have figured it out. They have a guard. He is so freaking crazy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Noel?
Yep, Noel. He is ungodly, and he's only 5'7".
What?
5'7" guard. He can shoot.
Averaging
He can
17.
dime up. This dude can dime up.
He's averaging 17 and 8.
I'm not even kidding. He is so fun to watch. I'm going to go Kansas State in this one, and we're going to go with it.
I'm also going Kansas State. Yes, Kansas State. They rank 52nd in offense, 19th in defense.
Defense.
They're led by Keontae Johnson,
Yes.
who has been a stud, averaging 18, 7, 2. Transferred from Florida.
The only thing with them, you got to make sure Keontae Johnson does not get in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Because that really hurt them playing TCU the other night.
Yeah.
And that's been a problem for them. So.
And like you said, Noel is a great guard as well. I like Kansas State. But they're another one of those really like shaky
teams.
Like it just depends what type of Kansas
They
State
don't travel
you're
well.
getting.
They don't travel well
at all.
either.
Yeah. So they're playing Montana State. So
I feel like they should be okay.
this game, at least,
I'm not
yeah.
too worried, but in the future, there it definitely is worrisome. But yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas State.
Yeah, I'll go with Kansas State too. I don't see a way in which Montana State wins this game. I don't think Montana State's a particularly good mid-major, And yeah, I know Kansas State doesn't travel well, but they still have Keontae Johnson, and that's all you really need to beat a team like Montana State. So I'll go with Kansas State.
I think you will see the way.
I'll see the way.
You will see the way.
All right.
Montana State is going to win this
Big upset.
Big upset alert. I love it.
Vibe pick? Is that a vibe pick?
That's a vibe pick.
That's a vibe
pick. Montana, man. I'm going with them.
Going with the Bobcats of Montana
Bobcats
State.
of Montana
Yes,
State,
sir.
baby.
All right, next up, 7-10, Michigan State, USC.
Like we've said multiple times, I feel like these games are toss-ups. But I'm going to give this one to Michigan State. I feel like over in the Pac-12, you have like 2 or 3 clear-cut teams in there. 2 for sure, UCLA and Arizona.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
don't really-
They're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else
Yes.
in my conference.
And then after that, it's like, I just don't have the confidence in USC to go out and beat Izzo-led Michigan State team. I know Michigan State isn't as good as what they have been in the past. I just feel like Michigan State takes care of business in this one. Michigan State.
I'm going Michigan State as well. Before I get into my reason why, just want to give Coach Izzo his flowers. He set the record for 25 straight NCAA tournament appearances.
Congratulations,
Coach
sir.
K. Wow. It's really impressive.
Congratulations.
But yeah, Michigan State. I've actually watched a lot of Michigan State recently because my roommate and his brother are big Michigan State fans. But yeah, I think Michigan State they have had an interesting season. They started off a little bit shaky, finished 19-12, but they've been playing decent.
They've been playing well.
They've been playing good basketball lately.
good basketball
led by Tyson Walker, who I think is a phenomenal guard, averaging 14, 2.5 rebounds, 3 assists. I think he's great. Joey Hauser is a great big sharpshooting forward. Then you got AJ Hogard, who is a very good complement to Walker, and then Malik Hall is a great scorer as well. I think this team has a lot of experience. They got some guys who can really score the basketball, and for that reason, I think they're going to beat USC. And yeah, I'm going to go with the Sparties.
Yeah, I've also got Michigan State in this game. I'm not going to bet against Tom Izzo at this point. I don't know when. Actually, I do know when he's lost in the first round. It was against Middle Tennessee when I picked them to win the national title. So that was really fun.
I forgot about that.
I did too.
Yeah, that was
amazing.
I don't ever bet against Tom Izzo. At least at this point in March. And like you said, he's led them to 25 straight NCAA tournament appearances. But yeah, I don't. USC's kind of inconsistent. I don't really trust them. So I'll take Michigan State in this game. I'm not going to bet against Tom Izzo at this point in the tournament.
Zach.
Yep, I agree. Michigan State.
I'm hoping this game is a blowout so we can see a Steve Izzo.
Yeah, Steve Izzo.
Steve Izzo.
Steve, get him in the game. Get him in the game.
Weaver, do you know who Steve Izzo is? This is Steve Izzo. That is Coach Izzo's son.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
5'8".
The only reason he's on the team is because he's Izzo's son.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
it.
We love it.
Big Steve.
We
Big
love
Steve
it.
Izzo.
We love it.
All right, round of 32.
We got like Marquette and Vermont. Do we all have Marquette in that game?
Marquette.
Vermont.
Oh,
But-
sorry, yeah.
Sorry, Zach.
Marquette, Vermont. I mean, everyone. Okay.
Other than Zach.
I mean, do you?
Zach, what do you why do you feel Vermont?
5 pick.
Catamounts.
Marquette is a powerhouse.
Marquette is Marquette is playing at a level of basketball that
This is why I'm telling you.
Shaka Smart is.
This team is
Just has that.
unreal.
yeah. Although Shaka Smart hasn't
really stupid.
Kolek-
Smart
I guess
hasn't
I
won an
can take
NCAA
that
tournament game since 2013, but
Kolek is a freak.
Kolek is a
love
demon.
Kolek.
I love
Kolek is a demon.
That team is so good.
What do you have, like 20 points in the championship game?
They blew out Xavier like it wasn't even close.
They beat him by 30.
Yeah.
20.
It was this Marquette team. I feel like this is a team that could seriously go far.
They also weren't picked to finish super
No,
high
they
in
were
the
they were
B's. They were like
projected to be
ninth.
one of the worst teams too.
Yeah.
Like-
All right, well, I can't take that back, but I made a really bad pick. And I'm gonna stick with it. So, Vermont.
I'm taking Marquette though. Marquette,
Marquette.
is
Everybody
all
but
the
me
way.
took Marquette.
so good.
I mean, Kolek's averaging 13 and 8. Which is really good.
He was the player of the year. They
I also
they
heard-
won like literally every every league award for the Big
Yeah.
East. Head coach.
Marquette is a unit.
Marquette is a unit.
They're so good.
We're keeping your egregious pick. I did hear someone said that, or one of the announcers when I was watching Marquette's game said that Kolek's like a little Steve Nash.
Little Steve Nash. I like that.
The way he passes.
that.
Yeah, Kolek is a beast.
I like
his,
that.
I like his game a lot.
What have I done? He says.
Now,
What have I
moving
done?
on to the round of 32. Sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. But first round of 32, Joel.
Ignore that phone call. I'm gonna go Purdue.
Where do you have Purdue, Memphis?
Yeah, I had Purdue and FAU. This is the one that I was different for once. I'm going Purdue. It's a Zach Edey effect.
Yep.
I don't think FAU can really compete with that. I don't think this will be the game that Purdue gets debunked. So I'm going to go Purdue.
Go Purdue as well. Zach Edey. That's all I got to say.
All I gotta say. All right, I got Purdue and Memphis. One of the big things in March that you have to have is experienced backcourt.
Correct.
Purdue does not have that
This is very
at
true.
all. Their entire offense is get the ball to Zach Edey and move around him.
Yep.
I don't like Purdue. I don't like Purdue. I don't like Purdue at all. I think they're gonna be the first 1 seed to get bounced. I'm going to take.
100% agree with you.
I have Purdue on the bracket right now. I'm going to take Memphis in this game. I think Memphis has the experience.
I
think
actually-
Memphis has the experience. I think Memphis has the defense. And I'm gonna ride with the Tigers this game. I think I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna put down Memphis.
I
I have Purdue.
actually like that pick though. I feel like they
Goodbye,
could.
Boilermakers.
I feel like they definitely could make that happen.
If Purdue,
Purdue's frauds.
if Memphis gets past FAU, I think they can beat Purdue. I don't think FAU can beat Purdue.
Yeah.
But I think obviously I think so. I just picked Memphis to beat Purdue. But yeah, I think Memphis is gonna win that game if they play each other.
All right, next up.
Zach, what you did say?
Yeah, I
yours.
said Purdue.
Okay. Duke, Tennessee. I'm taking Duke. Like I said, the Ziegler injury factors in big here, but I just think, like we said, Duke is the hottest team in college basketball right now. So I'm going to go Duke.
I'm going Duke as well. Hottest team in basketball right now is Ziegler injury. Plus, without Ziegler, Tennessee can't really score. So I think Tennessee's going to meet its match in Duke. Plus, Tennessee has lost some bad games. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got Duke in this game. I think it's not even going to be close. To be honest,
I don't
I think Duke could genuinely win by like 25, 30 points.
I could
in
see
this
it.
game.
This,
A fully healthy Duke team is more like a 2 seed.
yeah.
And they're proving that. And I don't think Tennessee is very good at all. So I'm gonna ride Duke.
Let's go
this game.
dancing.
That's sad. I have Duke.
How is that sad, Zach?
Because I like Tennessee.
Oh,
It's a great,
Oh,
it's a
oh,
great
yeah, Rocky
freaking
Top.
state,
Top.
man.
Rocky
He
Top.
loves his Rocky Top.
I do. It is a great state. I root for them in every sport, and I don't think they're going to beat Duke.
Okay, they didn't leave a message. We're good. Okay. Then we got, I don't know, it's just a random number from
I should
Sydney.
have answered. That'd been great.
I should have. Providence, Kansas State. I'm riding Hopkins. Give me Providence. Like I said, I think.
Pick.
Huh?
So that's a pick.
I
So that's a pick. I didn't expect that.
honestly, like, don't get me wrong. I love Kansas State.
Yeah.
I just, their inconsistency. They've shown they can be that top team that could potentially make that Elite Eight run, but they've also shown that possibility of being bumped in the first, second round.
Yeah.
And I think Providence, great team. I just think Providence takes care of business. I got Providence in my Sweet 16.
I am going to go
You had Kentucky.
Kentucky. This is the battle of shaky teams. Teams who both, all in all, aren't great. But I trust Kentucky a little bit more. Just because they have more talent. But Kansas State, I liked them like mid-season. And then they started losing a lot. and I don't think
Usually how it goes.
they're not very. They're kind of cold right now. So because of that, I'm going to go with Kentucky. Will it be an ugly game? Absolutely, but I'm going to go with Kentucky on this one.
I think just double checking. Yeah, I also have Kentucky and Kansas State. I went with Kansas State in this game. Both these teams are very inconsistent. It's one of those picks where it's like vibe selection. I think it's like if Kentucky plays Kansas State, I think it's kind of a coin flip. It's going to depend on what team shows up that day. And I wrote Kansas State down, so I'll go with Kansas State.
All right, I had Kentucky and Montana State, and I'm going to take Kentucky.
You should take Montana State. Should have rolled with
Roll with the Bobcats.
I will take Kentucky in this matchup.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Hey, so Marquette and MSU? Or did you guys do that already?
No.
Okay.
Wait,
Marquette, Michigan State. Definitely going to go Marquette here. Like I said, Marquette's a team that can make a deep run. I'm going to ride Marquette here.
I'm also going to go Marquette for all the reasons you said, Joel. I just think they're a better overall team. They've been consistent more, and yeah, I think I got Marquette.
Yeah, I've also got Marquette in this game. Like I said earlier, they are playing at an elite level.
Yes.
They won the Big East, and it wasn't particularly close against Xavier, which really impressed me. And like I said, I know Shaka Smart hasn't won an NCAA tournament game since 2013, but he's got no reason to not make a run this year.
Exactly.
So I'm going to take Marquette in this game.
All right, well, this was my god-awful pick.
You go with
I have
Vermont.
I'm going to laugh
State
when
and
Vermont beats Marquette.
This was my really bad take, and because of that, I have Michigan State winning.
You should have stuck with Vermont.
You should have. You should have wrote it out. You should have
Third
wrote it
straight year of 15 seed goes to the Sweet 16.
out. May as well.
All right, second round? No, third round. Sorry, Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, Purdue, Duke. This is where the Purdue's run ends. I'm going Duke.
I'm going Duke as well. I think Purdue isn't as good as everyone thinks they are. Without Zach, other than Zach Edey, they're pretty bad. So,
Consistent. Like
yep.
you said, of 500.
You had him out in the second
Yeah,
round.
I have
And
Memphis.
I think if Duke healthy, I got him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Duke.
I think if I've got Memphis Duke, like I just said, I've also got Duke in this game. They're on fire right now, and I don't see any way in which they don't make it to the Elite Eight, barring injury.
I have Duke over Purdue.
Good call. Providence, Marquette for me.
Out of the Big East.
Battle of the Big East here. I'm riding Marquette. We're going to take Marquette in this one. I think that while they have played each other very close all year, or relatively close, I think Marquette takes care of business in this one.
I'm going Marquette over Kentucky. I think Marquette's going to win by like 15 or 16. I think Kentucky is not as good as the Marquette team. Marquette is leaps and bounds better.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got Marquette and Kansas State. I'm also going to go with Marquette. Kansas State is too inconsistent for me. And after a break, I don't know if they're going to get off the jump as well as they would like to. And Marquette is, they're really, really good. So I'll go with Marquette.
I have Kentucky and Michigan State. And I'm going with Michigan State.
Wow.
Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo. It's
Tom Izzo.
effect.
It's his month.
It's the Izzo month.
Hey, very well could happen.
Gosh. This one is so hard.
What, Duke Marquette?
Duke Marquette.
I don't have it filled out. I was going to wait till we got to this point to make my pick.
I had it filled out, but I think I'm going to change it. I think this is where Duke's run ends. I think Marquette.
They are that good this year.
I think
Marquette is really good.
Marquette is nuts.
So I made
They're
a
nasty.
profusely awful.
I mean, it's
pick.
March. It's March,
Here's the thing.
Zach.
They
You never know.
said the exact same thing about Kentucky last
Yes,
year,
they
and
did.
they lost in the fifth, and they lost in the first round.
Lost to St. Peter's.
So it can happen.
Anything
but,
can happen in March.
But when you look at this Marquette team,
We'll
it's
look
just
back on this,
so.
and you would just have made the most
Var-
expert pick.
Vermont is going to win. I'm telling you.
But I can't. I've been hyping up the Big East like it's my job on this podcast.
You definitely have been.
But I love Duke, like being healthy, but I just got to go with Marquette in this one. I think Marquette takes care of business. This is going to be a very tight game, similar to what we had with the Bama-Arizona game. I'm gonna go Marquette.
I'm going Marquette as well. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. It's going to be a shootout. Yeah, I mean, Duke, yes, they're healthy. Yes, they're hot. But I think Marquette's they're just complete. I feel like they have what it takes. They have more experience. Plus, out of bias, I cannot have Duke in my Final Four.
I mean, it's Duke, though. I mean, okay, wait. I don't even have the matchup that you guys have. I have Duke and Michigan State, so I'm taking Duke.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I have.
Did they play early on this year?
My thing
I
is,
think so.
yeah, they did at the beginning of the year.
Did Michigan State win?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Even if they did, it doesn't matter. That was
Because you have that like showcase at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's
I-
got
I-
Kentucky,
I think
Kansas,
I think
Duke, Michigan State.
Can we also just say this? Duke being a 5, right, is freaking nuts.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
I mean, I get
Yeah.
it.
I get it, but
They didn't win the games that they needed to when they were
yes,
hurt.
yeah,
But,
they
but
weren't
like
good
it's
until they got
just
healthy.
it's just hard to believe.
yeah.
There was a time where Duke was like really,
Really
bad.
bad. They were on the verge of being like North Carolina. at
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah, like Dariq Whitehead was looking like an absolute bust. in the
Yeah.
break, but he's
Yeah,
gotten over
I've
it.
also got Duke and Marquette. If Duke still had Coach K, I would take Duke in this game.
The lack of experience at
But
coach.
they don't, and Shaka Smart is a better head coach. But you all both picked Marquette, so
You want to be different.
I want to be different, but
be different.
Pick Duke. I have Duke.
well, I just told Noah yesterday that I wasn't picking Duke to get out of the region. So I think for that reason I have to pick Marquette here.
Also, one thing to
If Vermont wins, I'm gonna If Vermont wins, I'm gonna cry.
I really hope Vermont
One
wins
thing
that
to
game.
look at.
what was it? I read something.
I'm picking Marquette.
I read
I'm gonna go with
something
Marquette.
that no first-year head coach
Has ever won.
has ever won, or it might have even been made to the Final Four. So
Well, this is going to be the first.
it
Well,
might have
I've
It
got.
might have been one, maybe not Final Four, but it might have been one. But yeah,
This will be the first year then.
I gotta adjust some brackets at home. But yeah, so I got Marquette.
I think we all have
We
Marquette.
all
and
have
he's got
Marquette,
Duke.
and he's got Duke.
Yeah, this
I don't
region.
even have them playing Marquette, though.